Back in those days, a lot of us watched Cowboys and Indians. We always played Cowboys and Indians, or we'd play war. And so back then, I just chose to be a Marine at 5 or 6 years old. And I would have a gun, play gun, run around, we'd shoot one another, and chase one another, and they'd be hiding, we'd go look for them, you know, like you would normally do. And that just stuck with me from all the way through life. It's even in my yearbook. I knew exactly what I wanted to do and what I was going to do whenever I become of age. That's what I did. Right after I graduated, President Kennedy was killed. That kind of prompted me to do something. I just saw that there was violence against one of our elected officials, the President of the United States, and it made me want to go against it, I guess. Just fight against the violence out there, you know. And I knew it was everywhere. I knew it was everywhere. And why, I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that. But it wasn't long after he was killed I joined. In March, or no, actually July of '65, I stepped onto the shores of Vietnam around Da Nang Air Base. Then we went from there to our duty station. That was outside of Da Nang, probably about 5-6 miles northwest. That was at Quang Nang province. Well, I was with the Alpha Battery. That was Alpha Battery 1st Battalion, 12th Marines, 3rd Marine Division. And I was with them, and our mission there was to keep the enemy away from the village, because there was a village in front of us. And we would patrol it every day. I would go on patrol every day, just to get away. I didn't want to sit around back on the guns. But if you sat around, if you were back there, it'd put you on cleanup, clean the guns. And that's one experience I had. Another time, with the 4 observers, I was going down to Highway 1, and we got pulled off of the road on Highway 1. And the gunnery sergeant was in front. I was in back on the deuce and a half truck. There's a couple guys in there. I can't remember how many we had in there. We got pulled off the road, and I said, "What's going on, Gunny?" He said, "They're getting hit ahead. This is broad daylight." And daylight, you didn't hear of any shooting. Not a whole lot. You didn't hear a lot of shooting. So we pulled off the road, and finally we waited there a few minutes, and we moved on forward. And I wondered, what are we going to see up here? Because I could hear the grenades going off, and I could hear automatic fire. And so we got up there, and I looked along the ground. I saw 3 men laying there, and I looked over to the side, and I saw a couple laying over here. And on down by the bridge, there was a bridge where it was a smaller creek. There was a bridge there, and a woman was up against the bridge. She was shot through the head, and the men were all shot through the head. One wasn't shot through the head, but he, I guess he got killed by the grenade that he was carrying. It exploded, and he had little cuts all over, and looked like somebody took a butcher knife or something and just sliced him all over. That's what it looked like. But the one with that got shot through the head, I've never seen anything like that in my life. But I saw the broken part of the skull laid wide open. I saw he had a hole in his head about this big around. And it was just like the skull was like hinged with the hair still on it. And it didn't look real because didn't see a lot of blood. And I had no idea. You just seen droplets of blood there. And I told the gunny, "This isn't real, Gunny," because I guess I didn't want it to be real. Because I just said, I said, "Those are mannequins. They're not real." But back in my mind, I knew they weren't. I knew it was real. But I didn't want to accept it as reality, you know what I mean? And I looked at that, and I got to thinking, well, that could be just anybody's son or daughter, or son or father or whatever, you know. And that could have been anybody's daughter, that lady that was there, you know. But once you see things like that, you realize what really gets you the realization that they're just people. They're human beings. And I looked at them, the dead people, and I sit there and I asked the question to myself, why? How did they deserve this, to die like that? And do they really know what they were dying for? You know, you have those questions. I'm thankful for everything. I would never change it. I'm happy that I served in Vietnam. I really am. I went to the wall, and went to the 25th year anniversary and the 30th year. The 25th year anniversary, I remember seeing a lot of Vietnamese people, and they all come up and thanked us for serving in Vietnam.